On Karen Travers. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning.
I'm confused. Was Donald Trump in favor of the budget bill he negotiated, or is he against it?
Well, it depends on what time you're looking at. Yesterday morning, the president did not like this compromise. He was frustrated that Democrats had to be involved in this and that it needs 60 votes in the Senate to get passed. And he thought that there were just, too many concessions made. But what really bothered him weren't the actual concessions, but it was the fact that Democrats were out there talking about it and gloating, in President Trump's view, of what they got and what President Trump did not get. And it was pretty striking yesterday, McGraw, to hear the White House say so candidly that the president wasn't happy with what he says were Democrats spiking the football to make him look bad.
A lot of criticism coming from the most conservative and most supportive of Donald Trump throughout his campaign and his early presidency.
On this particular...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. The president upset that Democrats had to be involved in this because of the 60-vote threshold in the Senate. But there are still conservatives who don't like these massive spending bills, too. And they're always a little dicey by the end. And perhaps they were going to need Democratic votes in the House, too, even though they say they could have just passed it. Everybody is trying to claim some sort of win. For the Democrats, it's that there's no money for the wall, there are no cuts to domestic programs, there's a boost to NIH. But the White House is saying they got this $15 billion for the military that they had been looking for. I think it's also important to note, today they're going to vote on this. This will fund the government through September. This was supposed to have been done last September. It could have been done before December. This shouldn't have even involved President Trump, but it's because Congress has put this off for so long that the White House was able to try and wiggle their way into the conversation on it.
So is Donald Trump going to sign this bill that his White House negotiated?
Yeah, I mean, Yes, because otherwise we'll have a government shutdown on Friday night. So,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
they will. But, they're still grumbling about the process. But the overall conclusion of it, the president made it clear yesterday that this was a win for the American people.
Lots of other stories on the burner, including Karen Travers, Jimmy Kimmel's monologue, which seemed to set off sparks all over the country. What happened in the White House?
That was an incredibly viral monologue from Jimmy Kimmel Monday night. I was actually surprised that the president didn't weigh in on it because you saw Hillary Clinton tweeting about it. You saw President Obama tweeting about it. Surprisingly, President Trump stayed away from it. Yesterday, we actually didn't have a press briefing with the press secretary. It was certainly going to come up, though, to see if there was a White House reaction to it. But it is remarkable how that's being framed since that exploded online as part of the political conversation, that it was a boost to Democrats. It was cover for some moderate Republicans who are very unhappy with what this bill would do to pre-existing conditions, the protections for people that have those. This gives, another emotional element to a very emotional debate.
We've also heard some criticisms from conservatives about Donald Trump honored to meet with Kim Jong-un, and well as the invitation to the Philippines president. What are you hearing?
Yeah, this was surprising that the president in these interviews seemed so open to having these meetings or conversations. The White House, though, made it clear that the conditions have to be right, and they're not right at this point for a meeting with North Korea's leader. But with the Philippines, the president invited him to the White House. Though I think my favorite part of all of this is the president's getting a lot of grief. Members of Congress, experts in Washington are weighing in with this invitation to the Philippine president, and he didn't even accept it. On Monday, he told reporters in the Philippines he's very busy and he's got a lot going on and he's not sure if he can make it to the
So
White House.
he actually rebuffed the invitation?
He didn't accept right away. He didn't say no, but he said, basically, I'll check my calendar.
That's sort of a major, right? That's a
Interesting,
major
right?
snub, isn't it?
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. Maybe he wants this on his own turf because the president has said he will go to the Philippines in November for a world leader summit.
Karen Travers, keep your head on a swivel. But news comes everywhere in that White House. Thanks for checking in, Karen.
Thank you.
6:55, Big 550.